What's up guys, it's Coop Dizzle here, and welcome back for another episode of Season 3 of the Diamond Society. And by the way guys, thank you so much for all the support on the last couple of episodes. Have some diamonds on me. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Coop Dizzle fan, for sticking around and for coming back and after all this time. So we've got a really cool episode planned for today. We have, one really big project. Did I get them all? I'm missing 2 diamonds. There they are. But first, before I get into what we're doing, let me talk about a couple of things I did in between episodes. So I didn't do a whole lot that you can see anyway. I did a lot of resource gathering, but I did put in this pathway. So I replaced the path blocks with a bunch of other blocks, just like we did over there. It's gravel, cobblestone, coarse dirt, and oak wood. And I think it definitely feels a lot better now. I think this is more detailed, it's a lot nicer, so I'm really enjoying that. The other thing that I did that you can see is I've started detailing the foundation for the Japanese castle. So I just mixed in some gravel and some andesite, and a little bit of mossy cobble down at the bottom here on water level. I'm not really sure if I like the mossy cobble, to be honest. Let me know, yeah, that'll be the first thing. Let me know in the comments what you think. Does this look good? I like it for the wall. I like it for that wall, but I'm not sure if I like it for the foundation over here. But anyway, I managed to get this whole side done. And then I got the top half of this side done. And I got the top half of that other side over there done, which we'll see when we walk in. Pardon my ghetto temporary tree farm over here. I'm running low on oak wood. But yeah, I got this side done. So I still have to do this side, and I have to do 3 sides on the bottom before I get that done. And I think that's what I'm going to do next. I think that's going to be our first small step for the day before we start on the proper, building up the castle. Just because I want for this stage to be complete. I don't want to leave this hanging out like that forever. And yeah. The other thing I'd like to do soon is I'd like to put in the bridges. I wish that these were going to be longer bridges that you could do, the longer the bridge is, the cooler the design you can do. I do want to get those in, but I don't think we're going to get to that today. Basically, the thing is, I only have so much time to record each episode, right? And I've already spent a lot of that time for this episode gathering resources for the castle. So, sorry for the background noise. But anyway, so we're going to jump into it and get to work. I just wanted to kind of bring you guys in, show you what I've done so far, and get this episode underway. So I'm going to finish detailing out the foundation. We'll come back and check that out, and we'll start building up this bad boy. Alright, the foundation is complete, and man, it feels good to get that done because, it's one of those things. I built it up, and detailing takes a lot of time, and I just didn't want to do it. But I finally got myself to work on it. So this is all 4 sides now. And you know what? This side, now that I'm looking at it, doesn't have as much cobblestone down here as like the rest of this does. But it's fine. I'm leaving it. You might also notice there's a gap down here. I think I'm going to shape the riverbed up to about that level right there. Maybe up to these stairs or a little bit above the stairs or something. So I'm just not worried about that. It's not something you're going to see once I shape out the river. And it'll be a while before people are hanging out on this side of Japan anyway. We still have to build up the terrain and build the walls and do all that stuff to get it ready for builds. So, anyway, let me just collect up some saplings here. So, it feels really good to have that done. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to tell you guys is, I'm sorry if I don't respond to your comments or we haven't gone back, for example. And we're not going to tweak that house in this episode based on whatever feedback you give me. We're not going to tweak the walls in that house until a couple of episodes from now. And that's because I'm trying to stay ahead of schedule. So my goal is to release 1 video a week. And it's spring break, so I'm really trying to get ahead. So right now I'm recording episode 3, but I'm not releasing episode 2 for another 4 days. But I'm already recording episode 3, and my hope is that I can record episode 4 before spring break is over, which means I'm probably playing about 2 or 3 weeks ahead of what you guys are seeing. So just be patient. When I ask you guys for feedback, please leave your feedback, and we will in future episodes go back and tweak some stuff. I haven't even seen really any feedback on these walls yet, stuff like that, okay? So anyway, that being said, it is time, my friends. we are going to start building up this castle. And I can't promise we're going to get all of it done today, but we're going to hop into a time lapse and get to work on this thing. I can't wait to show you what this is going to look like once it's all done. So anyway, let's get to work. It is
epic build time.
Let's do it. Alright guys, that time-lapse took a lot of effort, so if you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up button for me. But are you ready to see what our first floor looks like? There's a piece of it that you didn't get to see in the time-lapse. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, baby. I think that's looking really, really cool. I'm really, really digging that. So, I didn't show this roof because honestly, I had to work it out. It was a little bit different from the creative build that I did in practice, and so I had to just work it out in survival, and I was kind of running out of time on the time-lapse as well. The only thing I really want to change is I want to find a way to maybe add some more detail here. But to give you an idea, I'll throw up a picture of the castle that I'm modeling this after. So, I don't know, if you look really, really close, there is sort of a black stripe in that same area. Sorry if you can hear my kids in the background. But yeah, I think that's looking really, really cool. I'm really liking it. And then here's the other side over here, very similar. Now, after this first floor, each floor is different on each side. So like they're the same on opposite sides, but they're not going to be the same. Like this short side is not going to look the same as the long side, but for the first floor, they all pretty much look the same. So we'll get to some variety here in the second floor. Now, normally, I mean, that was my plan for the episode, guys, was just to get this much done. Here's what the inside of it's looking like, by the way, which I think is really cool. Gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do for the second floor in here. Or I guess I should say the third floor. Yeah. Well, actually, okay, sorry, I was just thinking. But yeah, so I was just gonna do this much for the episode. But we are barely maybe, 10 minutes into the video. And so, I just don't feel like that's going to be a long enough video. So what I'm going to try and do is, I've hardly got any materials left. But, let's see. I mean, I've got plenty of this stuff. But like, red nether brick is the big one. I have less than a stack of that left. So if I can farm up enough red nether brick, I think we can keep going. How much dark oak do I have? Not very much. So if I farm up some dark oak and farm up some red nether brick, I have plenty of the brick, just not enough nether warts. We can maybe try and build the second floor of this today, which would be really, really cool. Do I have enough? Yeah, I've got plenty of acacia wood. So that's going to be my next goal. We're going to see if that's possible. And if not, we may just aim our sights lower, like building a bridge or something like that. But I'd really love to get the second floor of this on board here, or online, or in place, what have you. So, anyway, give me a little while, and I'll see what I can do and get back to you. Well, alright friends, here we go. I've got the wall for the second floor up, and, well, it doesn't look like a whole lot right now, does it? It's just another 5 blocks tall from the top of the first floor roof line. So visible, you've got 2 blocks here, and then a row of red nether brick, and then a row of the quartz pillars, and then another row of the red nether brick. So I mentioned earlier that both of these sides are going to be different. They are going to be mirrored on opposite sides. So like this side will go all the way down to that other end, and then this side will go on to the other long side. So it'll be mirrored or symmetrical or whatever. Oh, I've got to remember to put those buttons in on all of these cross beams right here. But anyway, so the big thing is I have to decide what I want to do for each side. And I have basically one of 2 options. I can either do one gigantic roof. So this would be something that, let's say it would start... So the gigantic one would probably start like way over here, right? And then it would go all the way up, taller than this beam right here, and then go all the way down, sort of like an A-frame almost, but more of a slanted A-frame. Well, yeah, so not like a straight diagonal, but like one that curves sort of in and then up like this, and then sort of down and then out like that. So that would be one option, one giant roof. One side is going to get that treatment. And then the other side is going to get basically 2, so like how this sticks out right here, not that same design, but sort of like what we have over here, like how that sticks out, we'll sort of have that kind of thing, and we'll have one on either side of this. And so I have to decide what I'm going to do on which side, and really, it's kind of like, I should probably be focusing more on what I want on this side right here. Because basically we've got our nether portal over here, and this may not be the permanent home for it, but it's going to be somewhere on this hill. And so when you walk out, you're going to walk down this road. Well, this tree's in the way, but you're going to walk down this road here, and you're going to approach the castle from that direction. So since that's going to be typically your first impression of the castle, I need to decide how I want this to look. And I'm really torn because if we do the big one, the one big A-frame roof, then on the next floor we can do those 2 smaller roofs. Or maybe on the floor on top of that. I'm going to have to think about it. Or we could do the 2 small ones here and then do one big one on top of that. So I just have to decide which one I think is going to look more impressive and look cooler. And once I decide that, then I will try to get it built. Hopefully I have enough materials. I think I have enough materials, and by the time I cut these down, I should have enough for the little bits of roofing and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to have a long think about that. I'm going to start putting it in, and once I get at least one of each wall done, we'll come back and take a look and see how it looks. So actually, it's not nearly as complicated as what I was explaining in the last clip. I went and conferred with the picture that I showed you earlier in the video, and the second floor is really pretty boring. We just have more windows, and so what I did was this was 5 wide, and so I added a strip of nether brick here, leaving this 1 wide gap of the white blocks, and then 3 wide, 2 tall of the dark oak fence, and then added some buttons up there, of course. And then if you saw, I added also a little bit of accent here of the spruce. I did that, well, you can't really see it there. Can you see it there? You can just barely see I did that on these angled bits too. So just a little touch. You can see it again up there. I forgot to do that earlier. So, and it looks like I need to sleep, but here's very quickly what it looks like from the front. So really simple. All we have to do now is throw the roof, or at least the beginnings of the roof, onto that, and then we'll check that out together, and that might be the end of the episode. Alright, let's take one final look at the progress on our Japanese castle before we call it a day here. I'm going to go into F1 mode so we get an unobstructed view. I think it's coming along pretty nice. In fact, I really, even though the second floor is maybe a little more plain than I originally anticipated. See, I got confused because in my creative build, I wasn't referencing my photo all the time. And so I just started kind of doing my own thing, and it ended up causing problems later in the creative build, which makes sense now. And I actually like the second floor. It is just different enough. Like, it doesn't completely mimic the first floor. I think it's just different enough to add some variety and to make it look good. So that's coming along really nice. There is one little teeny tiny problem though, and that's with my, let me see, that's with this little arch design here. If you look really, really close, let me back up. It actually connects. Well, see, it's hard to tell from down here, but it actually connects to that slab on the roof. And then what ends up happening is I put a third sort of support slat or whatever, or accent. I put one in the middle there because it kind of, see how that touches that slab right there? Having that, on the one hand, it kind of gives the illusion from a distance that this is not connecting to the roof, which I like. But on the other hand, when you're looking at it from up there, it almost looks like these slabs are a continuation of this, just in a different color. So I don't know. I mean, I thought about building this up 1 block taller, but if we do that, it's going to be obnoxiously tall. So I think it's probably worth it to keep it as is. We can try taking away this center accent. So let me know what you think in the comments. Should we take away the center accent, or should we make this a block taller, or should we just leave it alone? So let me know, one of those 3 things in the comments, let me know, and then again, it's going to take a few weeks before I respond to that, but eventually we'll get to it. And so I think this looks a lot cooler. This side over here looks cooler because remember earlier I was saying that I had that 1 wide white block here before adding the nether brick and then doing the 3 wide fence? Well, there are enough sections on this wall that you can mirror that right here. And so you get this sort of centered effect over here that you don't get on that wall, which I think is really, really cool. So anyway, the inside really hasn't changed much. The roof on the second floor is also going to extend in and up 2 more because we basically, or 3 more, because I had to add another row of nether brick here to do the roof line. But then from that level there, it has to come in 2 blocks diagonally, so there's going to be like a 2 block gap. So basically where these pillars here, these pillars are going to meet, like we're going to bring those out. Where they meet, that forms the corners of the 3rd floor. So anyway, Man, I really wish that I could do more today, guys. But number one, I'm tired. I don't know, you can probably hear it in my voice, but it's late. I'm tired. I need to get to bed. And number two, I am just out of the red nether brick. So, I mean, what can I do? I have to wait on nether warts to grow. I've been AFKing non-stop almost. You know, I'm either building or I'm AFKing, and I still don't quite have enough. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you're excited. If you're excited for the Japanese castle, please hit that like button. If you enjoyed the episode, hit the like button. And feel free to share the videos and help spread a good word for the channel. And subscribe if you're new. Join the Coop Dizzle family and catch future awesome Minecraft builds like this house back here and the Japanese castle. We're going to have some really cool builds left. This will be the biggest one of the Japanese area, but we're going to have some other really cool builds in this area as well. So anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And until next time, my friends, may you be happy, may you be well, and take care. I'll see you later.